Girl, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What's up, Patreon?
Wow.
This is a yes he did. This is a yes he did episode. We hope y'all are doing wonderfully well. We're doing great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. We are winding down season 3. By winding down, we still got like another month and a half, but you know. But listen, what are our updates? I'll start. I still have a boyfriend. I actually like him now. I realize some things that were holding me back mentally. Part of it is I'm an empath and I take on everybody's stuff. So I kind of was missing the fact that I have a good man that I could really like and love, because I'm absorbing everybody else's man issues and men in general. And, you know, and I realized that because men are trash, I wasn't enjoying mine as much as I probably could. So we are still together, y'all.
Yay.
It's like kind of like almost and together and positive with plans in place and like together. So this feels good and healthy. Now, to my little friend over here, who I be like, girl, you need to date. You need to, you know, I be feeling like she be slacking on her content obligations. Contractually, she be slacking.
You gonna put the contractually in there?
Contractually, we do a podcast about dating relationships. I feel like you don't really be bringing.
I can talk about men and their trashness all day long, every day.
I know, but I be want to know about specifically you and your men.
I can do
so anyway, since the last time we got an update for you, you weren't talking to the guy anymore that you had been kind of seeing off and on for the past few years.
Correct. No more communication.
We're done with that.
We're done.
Okay.
We're absolutely done.
Nothing else to say about that.
Nothing else to say about that.
You know, I'll just go back to my old Tyra Banks. I was rooting for you. You know, that's what's funny about all these dudes. We be rooting for them for the other person.
Yeah,
like,
we do.
By the time I can't even root for you no more, I have defended this particular guy. I have defended him a few times.
You have.
And he has let me down.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
And I've always defended this guy. I've never even met this guy, y'all.
But that's why you can't defend him. My girlfriend Sherry, she has met him, and she used to defend him too.
And she's even after meeting him. And she's done with him now.
Yeah, she's done. Yeah.
So, fellas that are listening or late, you know, let fellas know your girlfriends ain't like, girl, kick him to the curb. We be like, girl, listen, you hard to deal with. He keep coming back. You might want to look into this. You might want to, hey, he like you might want to look into this. So I advocated for him and he just couldn't do it. So we've moved on. You went back to Bumble. You started swiping again. Where are we on that?
We so I told you about a guy that I kind of had plans with, but not really. We kind of talked about going out, and then I didn't hear from him again. So that was the end of that. But it was a guy that I actually enjoyed chatting with, at least. Didn't take it personally. It's Bumble, it's online dating. People meet people all the time, and then they meet other people, and then they leave the other people behind.
It's very quick moving. It's very quick moving because you can send somebody a message on Bumble that you thought was cute to say, hey, what's up? And by the time it might be 5 hours before
when they respond, you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk.
And already started talking to somebody else that got your attention.
Yeah, so and I don't have that type of attention span for it to give a lot of people my energy. So I didn't take that personally at all. But and then I met the guy who was talking about the Babylonians and the plantations. So that didn't last long. He actually did call me once more, or text me. I think we were on the phone together. And I haven't responded, so we're done with that. So I think. And then about actually 2 weeks from when you will hear this episode, I matched with a guy who so happened not to live here. Go figure. And who happens to travel for work. But anyway, I matched with him, and he caught my attention in the beginning because he kind of gave me his little bio after we said hello, just who he is, what type of person he is, you know, why he's on Bumble. Like he kind of fulfilled all those questions that I didn't even have to ask. So we connected and talked the next day. He was actually leaving the next day, so we didn't get to see each other. He was headed back home. And that weekend, it was like kind of sparse talking and stuff like that. But then by that following Monday, we exchanged numbers and FaceTimed each other for the first time. And from that FaceTime conversation, I think the connection became a solid foundation. So we discovered we liked each other. We actually liked the way each other looked, not just in pictures, you know. And we were, you know, it was an easy conversation to have. So I could tell from that moment that he was into me. And I felt into him too, man. He kind of expressed that. I mean, not, you know, in so many words, just saying, you know, I like this, you know, I'm feeling this, whatever. And he told me that he was not interested in dating multiple women. He's beyond that, and wanted to see if we could give this a real shot, you know. So we have not met in person yet. We probably will this week, fingers crossed. And that's that.
All right, here we go.
I knew she was waiting on me to finish. I knew she was waiting on me to finish. I knew it.
I was like,
I knew it. I knew she was like on the edge of her seat, like, shut up so I can get to what I got to talk about.
So here's what I got to say.
Yeah.
No, this is what I got to say. A couple things. Number one, I'm excited. Number two, it's a couple reasons why I'm excited, but one of the things that I just kind of want to be like, I told you so, is the day, I just want to get this first, I told you so right away. The day that I met my now man, I was railing against men. Oh my, I can't stand it. Mm-hmm. And that night, he and I had a conversation. And the next morning, I said, girl, I just talked to my husband.
Right. You did that.
In my I told you so category. Can't you see now how you can have one conversation with a person and connect and just be like, oh, this ain't got to be hard?
No, I can see that. I did not call this man my husband.
No, I know. But I'm saying if you add 10 years to your age, in 10 years, you would. You'd be like, oh, this is who I'm going to marry. But when I said this is who I was going to marry, it wasn't based on love, affection, attachment, nothing like that. It was, oh, this is a human character who has human thoughts and communicates and says, hey, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. Let's look at doing it. Let's go. Yeah. We got no problems. So in being in that situation, you historically shun people who are interested in you, or as you deem too interested or too excited. Mm-hmm. How has he managed to communicate this so early on and you not be turned completely off?
Okay, number one, I am very attracted to him. He presents himself as a grown man, you know, and so it's not just a physical thing, it's how he communicates. Just so that's off the rip. So I think that's a key point in it. And then he has a healthy balance of how he has approached me so far. Mm-hmm. It does not feel overwhelming or like, you know, it does not give me this anxiousness. It's because he has a calming personality anyway. So even when he communicates, his tone is low. And so I guess I could just receive it better. I don't know, you know, but there's, you know, I think there's an attraction there. So that's number one. And probably the main. How
concerned are you in not having physically met him? Y'all video chatted, y'all talk a lot. How concerned, or do you have any concerns about a disconnecting person?
I do. I mean, just the normal concerns of never being around someone. We actually talked about that this morning. I was like, you know, our energy is great.
I talked about it this morning.
Our energy is great over phone and when we're FaceTiming and stuff like that. It's always a good energy. I said, but there is a different type of energy when you are, you know, face to face with someone physically. So, and he was like, yeah, you're right. And, you know, so we were both talking like, we wonder how that would be, you know, what that energy would be like. So It is a concern, mainly because we've spent the past couple of weeks getting to know each other and liking each other more. So I would be disappointed at this point if we met in person and it wasn't the right energy or it didn't feel right.
So let me ask this about a potential disappointment if you met it wasn't the right energy. Based on what y'all have talked about and shared, the easy connection and communication, the attraction and all that, would you be more concerned that he would not feel the chemistry for you or that you would not feel it for him?
It's about even. Mm-hmm. I don't think I have one more than the other. Like I'm definitely concerned for myself because I just know how I am. So that's just off the rip. And then for him, I think he knows me, but I just want to make sure that he knows, who I am, so.
Well, I think that's a very fair, interesting, valid point. When you do connect with someone and they vibing with your personality and you feel like you're being your authentic self, and they've seen pictures of you and oh, you're so beautiful, and you're like, yes, I am, but also you're like, but when you meet me, I'm probably taller than you realize, or I'm probably, and so you start kind of worrying, like, well, are they gonna like me? Well, yeah, obviously the biggest issue is, am I gonna like him? Is he hiding childbearing hips? Is he hiding, like, what is it that I'm not seeing that I would? But even in childbearing hip scenario, would you feel like potentially, even if it was a little off as far as just the physicality in person, that you've already formed enough of an affection?
I think so. For me, I have. Yeah, for me, I have. So childbearing hips would be a big overcome. I would rather him be like pigeon-toed or bow-leg.
You like, we didn't talk about how we be telling God what we would prefer and what we would rather in situations that ain't got to do with us. But
it is what it is. Like, it would not be a deal breaker, obviously. So
right. I think at a certain point, especially because we've been on these streets, it's not a settling, it's a understanding what's important. Is this person consistent? Does this person have integrity? Is this person being authentic? Yeah. Could I trust this person?
Yes.
So they might come with childbearing hips sometime, and you just say, you know what?
The biggest thing I've learned from this connection is that I believe, even if this didn't work out, if something happened and we weren't together in the end, I believe the connection is genuine. And I believe now in more genuine connections, that there is someone out there that, I think it's God's way of showing me, like, especially with the last situation I was in, it's easy to get discouraged and say, you know what, I don't think there are any authentic people left who genuinely will care about me. And then I genuinely will care about them. But I feel like it's his way of showing me that, hey, it's people out here, you might have to go through a whole bunch of trash to get to that prize, but it's renewed my hope in making connections on a romantic level. So I can appreciate that connection with him. Regardless of where it goes, I can appreciate that reminder.
It's attainable. It does exist. It's not something made up in your head. Well, let me say this, because you brought up your last situation. Your last situation was off and on for a couple of years, right?
Almost 2 years. Yeah,
almost 2 years, off and on though. And so, in this immediate connection you've had with this person that you haven't met, and we don't like to compare, but it's still usually our next informs us more about our last. Okay.
It does.
Say, so, and just from what you've shared with me, that's why I'm asking the question. Do you feel like you have more of a connection to this person in 2 weeks that you've never met than you actually had?
Ooh, that's hard.
2 years with this person?
I don't know if it's more of a connection. It would be hard for me to do that.
Because the person in the past didn't really share that much until towards the end he opened up a little more.
But me too. I have these layers that I don't peel off as fast. So with the person in the past, he saw more of my layers being revealed than this guy probably has at this point. And mainly is because we have not seen each other. We have not had that face-to-face interaction. But I feel it's more genuine on both of our sides. And not saying this other guy wasn't being fake or anything like that. I think this man right here is more intentional.
Right. And, he has prioritized part of his life.
Right. That's the difference. So so maybe it feels stronger. I don't know if it's like a bigger one, but it definitely feels stronger right now.
So in that priority shift, I think the last one was more career prioritized right now. You mentioned this one's a little bit older than the last one,
right?
But also he's done the career, is doing the career, but now he realizes, wow, you know what? I really need to put some energy and focus into this part of my life. And we've all come to that as well. I know I came to it when I was like, look, if 60-year-olds are now my dating pool and they're in my age range and I'm trying to do something, I gotta make some effort on this. And that's why I have been so actively dating and trying, because if you do not try, it probably ain't gonna happen.
Right.
And so in meeting a man or connecting with a man who seems to be clear about prioritizing that, you can tell the difference in when a man is ready. We've talked about when a man is ready, you can kind of tell.
Right.
Why is this processing more as this man is ready versus, he got a vision board?
Because he hasn't said anything about a vision board. Because I think when the first time we spoke, although we had that connection, his expression of being ready showed itself in just him. It was him. It wasn't about who I was and what, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, you're going to be the one or anything like that. It's just like, I've done all that. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, I think sometimes people try to just insert you, and I don't feel like he's inserting me. He said, he's because I asked him, I was like, do you have any like doubts? Like, as you seem ready. He was like, no, I'm not ready like that. I'm just saying, obviously I have doubts and not doubts, but hesitations or concerns that this may not work out, just in my own head, not based on anything you've done, but just normal, approaching relationship type stuff. And he said, I forgot where I was going with that. What was I talking about before that? About him being ready?
Yeah, why you don't see him as vision board crazy?
Yeah, because he doesn't appear to put me on a pedestal. You know what I mean? His interest seems just genuine in knowing who I am. He pays attention. Though that guy who was talking about the vision board would not listen to me when I was talking, because his mind was going on the way he was thinking and how we were going to live, buy a house together and do all this. This guy internalizes what I'm saying and regurgitates it back to me. Like he just, you know what I mean? So I feel like he's making an effort to know me and enjoying himself on the road, as opposed to just saying, oh, let me just put you here. Let's go get married. I just feel like his approach is more, it's a genuine one to get to know me.
Y'all comment. Let me know what y'all think. Just because I can say in what you have shared with me, it seems like you are offering him some of your rounded, softer edges and sides. And you mentioned that because he is somewhat emotionally available and he communicates emotion, you're like, this is somebody you would like, because you all into that. And because my guy is not overly in that way, I have an appreciation for him. Actually, like the one I got in him not being that way, but the importance of, in that you needing someone like that to draw that out of you, just like vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because you are more like my man in how he communicates, that you would end up with somebody like me. How I ended up with somebody like you. How is that? So I'm excited to see these softer parts of you about a man, because y'all, I think she likes him. She said she would forego nap time for this dude. Y'all know
I have, he's called me plenty of times when I've been sleeping, and I'll wake up and talk to him if I hear the phone. So I enjoy spending our time together on the phone and
all right, questions, rapid fire questions that are too early to ask. Let's go. Let's have fun. So no, you did not say this was your husband after the first phone call, as I did. When you said that,
when I called you, what did I say? I said he's ready.
Yeah. And I said you could tell when somebody, because we don't usually date ready men. Right. My first phone call with my man, I was like, he ready. And you know what? Before we even spoke, he did the I'm single, unattached, hetero. No one's living with me. Nobody thinks they're my girlfriend. I'm not a serial dater. And it was like, okay. And I remember our first phone call, he told me to claim it. I don't know if you remember that. I remember the other day. I was like, this man told me to claim this, and so when you were telling your story, it's this thing of like, and I told you that day, I'm going to say yes to everything, because I think he ready. I have found along the way that I am not as ready as I thought, just because I don't have the reps. So my question is too soon to ask, but I'm going to ask.
Oh God.
This Patreon, this is what we do. Based on not meeting him, having not met him in person, based on video chatting, based on conversations, based on what you feel today, could you marry this man?
Oh, today. God.
Today.
How am I supposed to know?
You ain't never gonna know. You can know this man for 15 years. You ain't gonna never know.
I think I would know better in 15 years than I would
today.
That's hard for me to say, because I've never seen this man in person. I can't even.
You watched Married at First Sight. I can't believe you can't just say yes or no. I said today. Meaning based on what you know about him.
I mean, my answer would have to be no, based off today.
Really?
Now, if it's at the end of the week after we've seen each other, I may have a different answer. I might be like, oh yeah, I can definitely marry. I have to see him in person. I could not even make that decision.
That's interesting. I don't watch Married at First Sight.
I do.
I did not have concerns when I said I could marry my boyfriend, my now boyfriend, after our very first conversation, having never met. It was not based on any kind of physicality. It wasn't based on, like I said, being in love. It wasn't based on
it's an energy.
It was based on, you know what? And I'm at an age where I believe in the importance of partnership and maturity. And so he kind of demonstrated
it's still an energy thing for me. I'm not.
And I was like, oh, that's gonna be my husband. That's what I can do this right here.
I can't say that. Not today. I can't say that. That's.
I'll check back next week.
No, I can't.
These are just hypothetical.
I might not be. And I understand it's still hypothetical, but I really genuinely cannot say that right now that I would marry him.
Okay, that's fair. Mm-hmm. All right, number 2. If you had to move to be with him, would you today? I'm not saying today move. I'm saying if you had to make it.
Can we ask these questions after we meet? Because my mind does not process stuff like that. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Listen, I was one phone call in, and I was like, I'm moving to Indiana.
We can once we meet.
All right, we'll check back, y'all.
Hopefully by next week, I will be ready for some real rapid fire questions.
Okay, we'll do rapid fire after she meets him. Hopefully, she'll meet him before we meet again.
Right.
Fair.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to answer none of these right now.
No, but again, I'm 10 years further down the road, so like I said, it don't take all day. You'd be like, you want cheese on that? I want cheese on that. We go together. Let's. It don't take all that. Like for real. In making a connection with a stranger that you've never met,
mm-hmm.
does it make you think that we make dating too hard?
No, I don't think we make dating too hard. I think
dating, the process, how people date, is a more convoluted process than it has to be.
Yes, that part, yes. But it's about timing, and it's about two people who are intentional about wanting to do that. And a lot of times when you're on, these dating apps, sometimes you don't always, just because it's a dating app doesn't mean these people actually want to date. There's a lot of polygamous relationships on here that looking for partners, and everybody's looking for something different. You can actually specify what you're looking for, but and he said relationship, so that's that's why I can swipe right on him. But he not him, like once you like somebody, it shouldn't be much else to talk about.
It really shouldn't be that deep, especially at this juncture and at this age.
No, I agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah. But I don't think we make that difficult, because we've liked people who were on a different page, or
I mean, probably the last however many people I've dated, if they were intentional and wanted to be with me, we could be together.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's on but yeah, the process itself. But it makes me realize that when somebody wants you, and he even said that the other day, he was like, people do what they want to do. We all do what we want to do.
That's just the answer.
And so that was refreshing to hear from his standpoint, because I'm like, yeah, people, I find myself telling men that all the time. Hey, you do what you want to do.
Right. And I think we do what we want to do. Let me see, because I was thinking of something that I want to do that I don't do, and that would be really focus on my health. Mm-hmm. I think about it. I think I want to be healthy. I want to lose weight. I want to eat better. I think about that. I want to do that, but there's still a disconnect between me wanting to do it and me doing it. Right. Mm-hmm. So I think that's different though in the context of relationship, but sometimes you want to call somebody or you want to talk to them and you don't call.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there is a little gray area, but overall,
I'm just saying like being with someone, or you're not always gonna call or do little. Just saying,
I think in general, the concept is true. We do what we want to do, but I think there's a lot of things that we want to do that we don't do, and it don't mean because we bad, evil, hateful people. But in the context of a dating and mature situation, if two people decide to be intentional, I've said it, I think here before, that if me and you right now say, hey, let's get married, that would be a done deal. Not because we attracted or in love or ever dated, just because two grown-ups said, let's do this. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you put it in the context of a mature male, female, potentially romantic situation, it really don't take all that. It's, hey, do you want to try with me? Yeah, I want to try with you. So we gonna try. And that means everything I do is to try to be with you. And everything you do is to try to be with me. And we still gonna have arguments, we still gonna have disagreements, we still gonna have miscommunication, we still gonna have some challenges. But if my goal is to be with you, I think so many times in dating, the goal where either there's no goal set or there's no intention set, or it's like, well, I'm gonna get you before you get me, or I don't want you to think I like you, or I'm trying to like them.
Right.
It don't take all that, y'all. Either you gonna try to be with me and I'm trying to be with you, or we not. So I just would like to give that announcement to the world. It ain't gotta be all that. So I'm very excited about this connection. I am trying to mind my own business. I do get excited when my friends meet potential great guys. It helps me with my guy because when I hear about all the other trash, it makes me not like my guy because he's a man. And I realize that I consciously have to not do that. Sometimes I think I hold things against him that every other man in the world has done but him. And but that means I know you have the propensity to do it because you're one of them. So I've actually enjoyed liking my boyfriend more in that I realize I gotta stop taking on all of the man junk. Yeah, that's real. All the man junk is real, but yeah, okay. So Patreon, let us know what y'all think. We're excited about him. Y'all can tell just her energy. She's not as defensive as she normally is. Oh God. She over here, she getting a little soft on us.
That's what you're excited about. I'm gonna make sure
I'm very
excited. Soft about me. I'm gonna make sure.
Look at it. Look at it. She can't even get it up, y'all.
I will double up my heart shell just for you. Because I know you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it.
Yeah, she don't even read it. Look at her.
You're gonna miss it.
Little baby girl.
Like, oh my God, I hate you right now.
I know. Oh God. Oh, y'all, I can't wait. I wish you the absolute best. And you know I do. Like I said, I be too involved in folks' stuff. I really be wanting everybody to be happy and well and blessed. So, but I'm gonna step back.
We'll see, y'all.
Not really. I'm not.
Back it off.
So anyway, y'all send us your comments, send us your well wishes. Hopefully that, he does travel for work. He is long distance. Now, when you were first talking, you said, of course, he doesn't live here, or ironically enough, I
don't know why. It's like a magnet.
Talked about that's the kind of thing you tend to be attracted to. However, I think part of that is lifestyle, and I think I think two people who are intentional, you do not have to be in the same place. As long as y'all trying to be together,
right?
It don't matter,
right?
And I've been encouraged with my long distance relationship that we see each other quite often for us to be long distance. So and so new. So I think it's definitely possible and available and worth it.
Yeah.
So until next time, hopefully next time we'll have an update and we can do rapid fire and I can start planning her wedding hashtag.
No, I'm gonna kill her before next week.
Probably. I'm okay with that.
I'm about planning a wedding. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Ain't nobody saying about planning. Let me just say this about that.
Oh God.
It's not about planning an actual wedding. It's not about declaring your undying love for this stranger. It's about opening your heart and space for what you potentially want out of any situation in life. So when I say that, I'm saying it as, this could be a thing. You know good and well you have had one conversation with a person and no, this ain't even gonna be a second conversation. Exactly. So when I say that, I'm not overly attached to you, him. I'm saying, hey, so far in this, could you see? It's kind of an abstract thought. Now, yes, I said on the first night it was my husband. By the time this man asked me to be his wife, I'm gonna have a problem and a come apart.
Yes, you are.
So obviously it ain't about for real.
It ain't about for real.
I am moving forward with. Oh, no, I'm not being serious about this.
Honestly, it ain't about for real. I am using that phrase from now on. It ain't about for real. But I'm just saying,
y'all know that if this particular man did all the stuff that I say we gonna do,
you gonna have some
trepidations and fears and concern, because I ain't never, 100%. So that's why when I'm asking you that, I'm not saying, hey, I'm saying, hey, just as a thought,
I know, but your mind operates in that. your mind does operate freely in that space. My mind does not. So that would be, it's a hard, it's just, I don't,
my mind
doesn't
does
go
operate.
there. Right.
My mind operates in how this could be in a perfect world. The next day I can see, no, we're not gonna do that.
Right. But see, some people, and I think I'm one of those people, when I connect to something, I'm connected to it. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily have, and most creatives are like that. You're a creative. No. But most creators are able to just imagine things. I don't necessarily think that, you know what I mean?
I get it. I can see the whole movie and we ain't cast the first actor.
Right. Yeah.
But I can see the story, I can see how it would go, whatever. But the other part of that is everything happens twice. The first time is when we create it, the second time is when we experience it.
That's very true.
I do know the power of this is what I want.
That's very
I'm
true.
okay with when that ain't gonna be it. I ain't gonna force it. I ain't gonna make it happen. I'm not gonna say, no, that's what I thought of. I'm like, okay, things will naturally go in that way. I feel like with my situation, the first night, and I called you after hating men the day before and said, girl, I just talked to my husband and you rolled your eyes when you sent me a gif of, I think, Cinderella rolling her eyes. And I received that and I thought it was funny and fair. However, it's not that I've been so attached to this as my husband, is that everything since then, since that first night, has confirmed what I felt that first night. Mm-hmm. Now, that's the scary part because, yes, I can think of how I want everything to be every time. And it ain't never been that ever in life.
Right.
This is the first time that I'm like, oh,
yeah,
this is going towards what I saw. So that's why I said, in for real life, it'll be like, what? And anybody else who knows, people like, but that's what you said the first time. I'm like, but that don't
mean I ain't mean it like that.
Real? It was just a fun story I told myself.
Hilarious.
So hilarious. That's why I'm saying, tell yourself a fun story and just enjoy it. Patreon, tell yourself a fun story. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but it'll happen because you created it. So just create what you would want. If it don't happen, then something better's for you, but just make it up. Make it up. Day one. How I want this to go. Mm-hmm. Now, at this point, if he does have childbearing hips, I'm sorry, because I feel like I didn't talk them up.
No, I've seen full body pictures of him. I haven't noticed any childbearing hips. So,
you showed me a picture of him. He is a very attractive man.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I haven't noticed anything. He sent multiple pictures of himself. So,
look at it, y'all. I'm here for it.
Stupid.
It's time for us to grow up, girl.
Okay.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did.
I can't wait.